You look gorgeous. I love this moment. Excuse me? Thank you. I love everything. You look gorgeous. 6 seasons. You made your directorial debut this season, and everybody was so excited about that. Talk to us about the process of directing versus acting, and how did you approach that?
I mean, I feel like it's almost cheating to say that you direct on this show just because everybody that you're about to talk to is so extraordinary at what they do. It doesn't really feel like you have to bring a lot to the table as a director except say cut. Yeah, so I think what was most interesting to me was the prep process before starting to shoot, and getting to interact with all of the different departments gave me a completely newfound appreciation for just how incredible our crew is, just individually, each department, whether it's locations or transportation or props, hair and makeup. Again, we all work together so seamlessly and have for 6 years, but as an actor, you sit down in a scene and you pick up a prop for your scene without thinking much of it. And now I'm like, oh, no, there were 7 meetings about this particular prop that I just never really thought all the way through until now. So I will never, ever step on set, and I'm just a changed actor, I guess, in that sense.
I love it. What has your character taught you about motherhood, both, personally and just about yourself as a woman?
To go easy on myself. I feel like we put so much pressure on ourselves as women in general, as parents, and the simple fact is all of the mistakes, all of the triumphs, all kind of meld into one giant, messy, beautiful painting, and kids take away what they take away, and overwhelmingly, this woman, I think at the end of her life, is able to look back and go, I actually can pat myself on the back. I did a good job. So going a little bit easier on myself, having grace for myself, is something I think I've really learned from Rebecca.
Fabulous. I love this moment. Y'all not playing. Y'all didn't come to play. First of all, you have a birthday coming up next week.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do. What are you going to do to celebrate?
I'm going to go to work. And that sounds like a joke, but honestly, there's no greater privilege than being at work on your birthday. It just reminds you, in this business, it's not a guarantee. So to be able to show up and people maybe say happy birthday, but you get a chance to do the thing that you love, work is good. I'm good.
It's the greatest.
I love it. Justin, you directed this week's episode. Talk to us about the process and what went into that.
It's a lot. You get a lot of help, though. You get a lot of help from the writers. You get a lot of help from the producers, the cast. I got to direct Mandy Moore and Sterling. I mean, here's one of the biggest tasks of doing that, and I will tell you, is you get so lost in the scene, and you're watching, and then there are a couple of times. Sorry, by the way.
It's okay.
There are a couple of times where you're just and you go, oh, that's cut. That's mine. I got that one. You're just in it, and you're watching, and then you go, oh, that's on me to call cut. But I always like to play it out a little bit longer.
Yeah, you got to.
You don't know. You don't want to cut too early.
No.
Sterling, we continue to see your character just exploring all of these complexities and displaying strength in fatherhood as a black man, right? How much of you do you pull from your own personal experience as a father to your role on the show?
I think you utilize yourself in every role that you play. I think being a dad definitely helped me attack it in a way that I wouldn't have been able to. You use your imagination. That's the actor's first greatest gift is what if.
Right.
And you use that, but then having real life experience to be able to step into, I got 2 beautiful boys in real life. I have 3 gorgeous girls on TV. And so it's a little bit different, but it's also the same. The feeling of joy that I get in watching these young girls become young women is amazing. It's amazing. That's the one that will actually make me cry in front of the camera right now. I'm not going to. Anytime I say I'm going to, I'm not going to.
We got it.
But no, it definitely affected me. And I'll add this. Justin and I started off as the only parents on the show.
Yeah.
And then now Sully's a parent.
Mandy.
Fogelman's a parent. And Mandy Moore in particular. Mandy Moore is tapped in.
Mm-hmm.
She's always been dope. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Mandy Moore is tapped the in.
Yeah.
And I think having that little gust or something opens your heart up in a way that you the cliche. You don't know what love is until you see a child and you're yeah, whatever. And then you see a child and you're You had a point.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you guys come to grips with this ending, and like what does that feel like, look like? Have you dealt with that? Have you begun to process the ending of this? 6 seasons together, family, friends. Have you guys processed?
Yeah, trying to. I mean, I think you just take it one day at a time.
Amen.
And look, we're all busy and everything, but we will get together again. We'll see each other again. Not being able to play Kevin. And being Randall's brother, and being in that family, and saying goodbye to him and his whole life, that'll be the tough part.
I concur. I mean, so we knew this was going to be the last season for a while. And everybody would keep asking, is this really the last season? Like, yeah, y'all, it's really the last season. So there's been sort of a knowing that we've been in possession of that the rest of the world has not.
Right.
There's been a hope on everybody else's part, and we're like, no, this is really the end. And one door closes, another one opens up. But like Justin said, to not be able to continue the story, Dan Fogelman and his merry tribe of scribes have week in and week out given us something joyful to read, to sink our teeth into, and to share with the world. I'm going to miss that. You can't not miss that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just have to say before I let you go, I love your wife and my Sarah. Shout out to the Deltas. Woo! Shout out on the end game. How has that been, just watching her kill it, dominate? I mean, I'm like yelling at the screen every week.
Val Turner is the shit. I tell her, she had a little MacGruber moment the other day when she was defusing the bomb. I was like, you better go, Val Turner. MacGruber. She is so good. And also, shout out to just the mom that she is, and the 4.5 months without her doing dad duty. It was different. It hit different.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So this woman has been holding me down for such a long time that she gets to stand out on her own and shine. Right. Nothing gives me greater joy.
I love that. Thanks for being a supportive husband. Thanks for being just a rock star actor, both of you. We appreciate what you guys have contributed to us past 6 years. Thank you. Yeah. We're coloring, right? I love it.
All these beautiful colors on the carpet today.
Yes, I love it. Okay, Katobi is kaput.
I know.
But there were hints all along, right?
That's the headline.
It's kaput, right? Yeah. How did you process when you first found out that story would be coming to an end?
You know, our show early on made an agreement with the audience that we were going to explore every aspect of human relationship.
Right.
And it occurred to me in season 3 that they were probably going to have to discuss divorce at some point. And I knew it wasn't going to be Beth and Randall.
Right.
And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
That leaves Kate and Toby.
Yeah.
And then I realized that's an honor. It's a big responsibility to handle that topic, because there's a lot of shame around divorce and relationships not working out. And so hopefully through the show and through the stories that we're telling, we can kind of relieve some of that and show people that it's something that people go through.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I was going to ask next. What do you hope, or because I'm sure people are tweeting you guys, what do you hope viewers take away from your relationship? Because everybody's been rooting for you guys from the start. You're a fan favorite. What do you hope they take away?
I hope that our show has connected people to themselves. I hope it's connected them to the people they love. I hope it's connected them to their emotions. And so what I really hope is that moving forward, the people who watch our show, who will no longer be able to, will ask themselves, okay, where do I go from here? I've learned A, B, and C from watching this show. So what does that mean? Where do I go from here? How am I going to change the way I treat myself? How am I going to change the way I live my life? How am I going to maybe change the way I relate to the people that I love? And if we can all do that a little bit, we all end up in a better place.
Chris, you're a rock star, and you look nice doing it. Can we have a moment for this? Thank you so much, Chris.